How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Steins Gate 0. I'm going to keep that in. That's pretty funny. Alright, so last time we were here, we had some pretty intense stuff happen where the Rounders faced off against the Russians and really lost. The Russians destroyed the computer and hard drive, which in the long run is probably for the best, but it definitely implies that the Russians are confident in their capabilities now, that they no longer feel like they need the information, at least that the information is better destroyed than in the hands of anyone else, which makes sense because they've got a leg up on everyone else. So I have a feeling things are going to get real rough real quick, especially for people with reading Steiner. So I wonder if that's something that they noticed, like when they did their experiment. If they picked up on this reading Steiner like phenomena, probably, and that's one of the most important things they probably learned, honestly. But now we're here. We also survived. So we survived that attack. Maho really had difficulty with it, but it makes a lot of sense. It was very, very traumatic and very emotionally invested and just sad. But we got to have a lot of good experience with her, and we kind of got to see her and Okabe coming to this real understanding of each other. I mentioned before, it definitely implies that Maho, really has developed strong feelings for Okabe. I'm not entirely sure if that means, I don't know if Okabe's ready for a relationship or if he can have another relationship. I'd like to think he could heal and eventually be ready for that someday, and Maho would be a fantastic person to be in a relationship with, I think. I think they have a synergy. Most importantly, they understand each other, in ways that I don't think they even know. I think they kind of... They get it. They get each other, and I think they could really support each other. And that's what I'm really thinking is going to happen here. I think they ultimately have a now steel-crafted bond. Right now it's probably just a friendship, and that's probably what it needs to be, because Okabe is also very much not ready for anything beyond what's happened now. But I'm still, Maho is fantastic. I really have come to enjoy her as a character, and we've been able to see a lot of personal growth from her and just a depth of understanding, which really makes me appreciate her as a character. So, I guess she was supposed to be heading home soon, though, so I'm not sure how that's going to happen or what's going to happen now. I suppose we'll find out, and we'll see kind of where this takes us from here. So, let's jump right back into it. Maho and I stayed at Ferris's house for several days after that. Now that Kurisu's computer was destroyed, the odds that anyone would come after us had gone way down, but there was still a chance. Just to be extra careful, I stayed away from the lab. Oh yeah, this is part of the airport.
Maho, Rintaro.
Dr. Leskinen looked a little thinner since the last time I'd seen him. Probably super worried.
Maho mo taihen datta ne.
Oh yeah. Dr. Leskinen held Maho tightly in his huge arms. The difference in size between them was so great that Maho looked like some kind of stuffed animal. Aww, he just likes you. Dr. Leskinen and Maho were leaving the country in the afternoon on a weekday, so I was the only one who could see them off. Since I'd been with Maho the whole time, instead of only seeing them off, I'd actually just brought her there. Maho, after all, was the kind of person who was incapable of getting to an airport on her own. I was amazed she'd survived this long given her lack of basic skills. But she can drive and you can't, right? We'd had Maho's goodbye party last night at Ferris's house. Ferris was there, so were Mayuri and Dario and the others from the Christmas party. All were sad to see her go.
Rintaro, Maho to issho ni ite kurete arigatou. Hontou ni sewa ni natta ne.
Aww. I hope so.
Yeah.
それでうちの研究室にはいつ頃来られるのかな?
I know, right? That'd be awesome. He wasn't kidding about that, huh?
勉強して少しでも早く行けるように頑張ります。その時は俺から連絡しても。
Aw, that's fun.
もちろんいつでも待っているからね。
Well, sweet. I mean, that was kind of his goal, right? He smiled as he took my hand and shook it. I was really glad to hear it. After meeting Amadeus, my desire to go to Victor Krongia had only increased.
岡部さん、お礼を言わせて。いろいろとありがとう。
Aw, of course.
あなたがいなかったら、私は今頃命はなかったかもしれないわ。
大げさだな。
いいえ、本心よ。本当に感謝している。私もあなたのことを待っているから。頑張って。
Yeah, absolutely.
君も研究を頑張ってくれ。
それでレインタロウ、事前に連絡しておいた通り、アメテウスのアクセス権は今日ここで解除させてもらうことになるんだ。
Aww.
いいね。
はい。
Evidently, they couldn't leave me with access to Amadeus after they left the country. I was only supposed to test her during their stay here anyway.
クリスに最後に挨拶するかい？
I think I would.
そうですね。あ、じゃあ一言だけいいですか？
もちろん。
Parting is such sweet sorrow again. I tapped the icon for Amadeus.
何？私にもお別れの挨拶してくれるの？
Kurisu was expressionless for some reason.
まあな。必要なかったか？
私なんかよりも先に真帆先輩には挨拶したんでしょうね。
ちゃんとしたわよ。
Maho interjected before I could speak.
それならいいけど。
Aww. Kurisu was inside my screen. Was it a good thing that I'd spoken to her like this? Or a bad thing? In the end, I knew I needed to forget about Kurisu Makise, but I couldn't. I couldn't escape from this curse.
アクセス権がなくなったらもう会えなくなるな。
まあ、私の話し相手になってくれたことには多少は感謝してる。レスキネン教授の研究室に来る可能性はあるんでしょ？
I hope so.
一応再会する時まであんたのことは覚えておいてあげる。
ツンデレだな。
Oh, such a tsundere. A character who is a tsun-tsun, prickly and cold in public, but who becomes dere-dere, warm and loving in private. Also the personality type itself. However, in recent years, the definition has become somewhat vague. I would agree with that.
ツンデレ？何それ？知らない言葉を使わないで。
顔が赤いぞ。
I know, right?
この子、照れてるわね。
クリスはシャイだね。ははは。
もう教授まで。
元気でというのはちょっと違うな。君は別に病気にはならないわけだし、あまりヒヤジョーさんのことをからかうなよ。
はいはい、言われなくても分かってるわよ。
それならいいんだ。
あんたがいつかそんな風に寂しそうに笑うんじゃなくて、心の底から笑える日が来るといいわね。
I hope so too. He did he did last night though, like well, not last night, but like last time, I think. Guess even an AI could see right through me. Kurisu Makise really was one heck of a woman.
それじゃ。
あ。
Bye. Kurisu disappeared from my screen. I turned to Dr. Leskinen and nodded, deleting the Amadeus icon from my screen.
アクセス権の解除は後でこちらで手続きしておくよ。
Okay.
テスターとして協力してくれてありがとう。貴重なデータが取れた。
Good.
こちらこそありがとうございました。
I bowed deeply to both Maho and Dr. Leskinen. As I watched their plane take off from the distance, I noticed that it felt like there was a hole in my heart. I clutched my phone tightly. Its connection to Amadeus was gone. Paradora's box, huh? Okay, I couldn't read that in time. Oh, hey! Whoa! Ooh!
かがりちゃん、今日から私とあなたは正式な親子になるのよ。
Aw, this is in the future. This was when Kagari was 6. She'd been living in a facility for war orphans and getting treatment at a dedicated clinic next door. It was a completely different place to the normal hospitals, which were overflowing with casualties from the war. It was an idyllic garden, shut off from the despair of the outside world so the children could live in peace. That was where she'd met her mom. Mom, Mayuri Shina, was a Class 2 caregiver at the facility who was always very nice to her.
本当？ママがかがりの本当のママになるの？
Aww, I am such a big believer in adoption. Like I would be flabbergastedly shocked if in 10 years from now I haven't actually like attempted to adopt somebody. Like we talk about it all the time. It's a really good thing, and I think it's something that needs to be happening a lot more. I mean, I don't know. What you do is what you do. You're allowed to dictate how you live your own life, but there's so many kids who just need a home. It can be scary and frustrating, and it can be... You hear horror stories all the time, but oftentimes when kids are misbehaving, it's because they're just in an environment and they don't know how to process what's going on. I'm not saying that there's not that like you can always fix kids. You can't fix kids. Like you can't do anything but love them and give them the best opportunity they can to move forward. And there's so many kids in the foster system that need it. And you also need to be careful. I mean, for those of my viewership who live in the United States with me, you need to be very careful because we are very blessed and very lucky to be in a very prosperous country. Oftentimes those who want to adopt tend to get picky, and like I've been reading stories and looking into this stuff, and like it's sad because oftentimes children who are older than 4 really is kind of the magic number. They tend to get overlooked in the foster care system. And the older they get, the more likely they are to just kind of have to continue being in the foster care system. Because most parents want to adopt young children. And I can understand, because there's a part of me that even recognizes that I'd rather be able to help shape the life of someone who's still very malleable and very much impressionable. So that they had a dark past, or if they've had some troubling things that happened, that we can kind of help overlap them with good, cherished memories of them always calling us mom and dad. But we need to consider and look towards those who are a little older. We also need to make sure we try and look as much in our own borders as we can. It's very tempting for especially parents who are wanting to adopt like a little baby. It can be so difficult to find somebody who, like, to adopt who's that young. And yet there are other countries who will often, like, even advertise that they can do adoptions with young children. And, like, while that can be good, there's a dark side to it. There's a whole underground... I can't remember what country it was in, but I was watching a documentary that was talking about how the adoption center is... They specifically set up the adoption so that it's targets, like, American families, but where they would, like, take children from like moms who just were struggling, telling the moms, oh, your kid will be like surrogated into an American family and they'll pay for their education, and when they're 18 they can kind of do their own thing as American citizens. And so the moms are sending their kids off thinking that they're like their kids are just kind of going to some kind of like boarding school or special like care, like a kind of study abroad, just giving them a good opportunity to learn English, when in reality they've actually been signed over for adoption. And then if the mom, who often in these countries are illiterate, wants to have their kid come back because, you know, it's their child, they can't. Because they legally signed away their child without understanding what was going on. It's very depressing, and it's a reality. That's what's scary. But if you ever feel like you're in a position to do so and you feel like inclined to do so, I highly recommend it, and I'm very excited. And the nice thing is too, like a lot of businesses or like places where you work, they often have programs to help with it now, because it's something that we need. So, you know, when that time comes, I'm sure I'll share that with you. But I really think it's going to happen eventually, just because I don't know, there's so much more we can do, and I feel like there are people who need it. And we can do that. We can take care of other people. We can help them have a future. So, Miuri right now is kind of like my hero, my shining star. She's kind of a living example in this game of the type of person that I want to be someday.
そうよ。やった！
Aww. It was impossible to express with words how happy Kagari had felt. Being Mom's real daughter meant that Kagari had become her real name. Kagari became Kagari Shina.
ほら、くっつかないの。かがりちゃんは甘えん坊さんね。
And Miuri would be such a good mom. She can be a little wistful, but man, she's so caring.
じゃあ、ここから出られるんだよね。ママと一緒に暮らせるんだよね。ごめんね。かがりちゃんにはもう少し治療が必要みたいなの。
Aww.
そういうことなんだ。
あ、先生。
Kagari didn't know the doctor's name, but he was a nice old man who was always kind to her.
あと半年もすれば終わるからね。それまで我慢するんだよ。
半年もですか？この前のお話ではあと2週間ぐらいで大丈夫だと。
それは身体的な傷の話なんだ。東京大空襲で子供が受けた心的外傷後ストレスは大人の比ではないからね。それに昨日の診断で分かったことなんだが、かがりちゃんはまだ怖い夢を見るらしい。
そうなの？かがりちゃん。そんなことないもん。もう怖い夢なんて見ないよ。楽しい夢ばっかりだよ。楽しい楽しい。
Oh, she's so desperate.
かがりちゃん、嘘は良くないよ。それでは治療はもっと長引いてしまう。夜中に怖い夢にうなされて起きることが未だによくあるのだと昨日話してくれたよね。
My heart is hurt so sad. Oh my gosh.
この子の脳内に空爆の記憶が恐怖として残っている証拠だろうね。
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't they? Oh my gosh. Of course they are.
きちんと治療しておかなければ後で取り返しがつかなくなる。
そうですね。
というわけで治療を続けてもよろしいかね、お母さん。
はい。かがりちゃん、頑張って悪い病気をやっつけようね。
Aww. Mom rubbed her head. Kagari felt so at peace that she could cry.
わかった。
Aww.
いい子だ。
じゃあまた後でね、かがりちゃん。ママ。
Mom took her hand away, and instead the doctor took Kagari's hand. She was taken to the usual room. There was a white reclining chair, and next to it some kind of mechanical system connected to a headset.
聞こえる。いつもの声。
君はママを守るんだ。この世界を守るんだ。そのために君は生まれてきたんだよ。
That's very unsettling. Oh my gosh, anytime I hear a voice and it's labeled God's voice, I'm gonna have that's bad. She couldn't remember when she started hearing the voice, but by the time she was 6, whenever she was worried, uncertain, or in trouble, she could hear it. It was always kind and strong, and it always cheered her up. In Kagari's childish mind, she started to think it might be the voice of God. Since she only could hear it, everyone else said it was just an illness, but Mom was the one person who believed her.
ママを守るんだ。だから治療頑張るんだ。
Kagari's young heart was filled with hope that she could someday live with Mom. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so is this modern Kagari? She is not doing well. Kagari. Funny enough, before I click this button, this looks a lot like Moeka's room, doesn't it? If she's Moeka, I am going to roll this table onto the floor and I won't do that. I never could do that. It's too much to it. But I would feel like it. Table flip. Please don't be Moeka. If you're Moeka, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because you freaking shot her in our previous timeline. So you can't be her. As soon as she opened the door, Kagari Shino was struck by an unpleasant wave of heat. It was early June. This was the first day to hit summer temperatures. It was hot enough that just walking outside could cause you to sweat, but the small Japanese-style room had thick curtains and the windows were closed. Like there's handprints on the wall. The room was dark and cramped, and there were so many clothes on the floor there was no place to stand. It wasn't just clothes, there was all kinds of filthy things. Bags with half-eaten snacks, bread still in them, half-rotted food packs, plastic convenience store bags overflowing with trash, all scattered around the floor. Ugh. Oh, fetch! Ah! What? No! 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 Oh, okay, wait. Maybe it's not her then. Okay, maybe she's just with the Rounders, but even then, that doesn't make any sense. Why on earth would she be involved with them? And secondly, why would she be involved in the death of Mayuri? And the area around the half-naked girl sitting against the wall was covered in bandages and gauze soaked with blood and pus. There were bandages tied around her exposed stomach, chest, and limbs, but those too were soaked with blood. Jeez, Moeka. The room was filled with a sickeningly sweet stench, though there was no way to know if it was coming from the garbage or coming from her. Yeah, this is a terrible place to be wounded. The owner of the room, Moeka Kiryu, raised her head and looked at her eyes filled with hope. Here's the thing. By the way, you guys might say, like, idiot, why would you think it was Moeka? Like, we knew Moeka's name. It's like, well, they could change names. There's no reason why you couldn't go by one name and actually have been given another. Okay, so...
M4 まだ生きてたか?
So Kagari is involved with the Rounders then. Great. When she saw Kagari, who was still wearing her shoes as she came into the room, her shoulders slumped.
FB じゃない.
Yeah, you're not FB.
誰? 命の恩人に向かってひどい言い草ね.
She does not sound good. She didn't look good, she doesn't sound good. And she's sitting in here, if she doesn't have sepsis yet, yeah, look at this. Moeka gave a painful cough, she spit up some stomach fluid mixed with blood. She's dying. In a hospital, she might be struggling to stick together. She's laying in a filthy room full of rotting food. She has to have sepsis by now. It stained her thighs and the floor. Gross. Her wounds must have opened again because the bandages around her stomach began to turn red. Oh, fetch. She'd spent 5 months like this with no treatment from a doctor. Moeka had gotten into a gunfight with the Russian army and failed her mission as a Rounder. She'd lost 2 of her companions and her target, Kurisu Makise's laptop, was also destroyed. They pinned the blame on her. She was wounded and almost killed. It was Kagari who saved her and brought her to this room. Okay. Okay, so maybe Kagari isn't involved with the Rounders after all. But she called her M4, which sounds like she knows her name as an alias. So maybe that's just what Moeka said she was. Maybe Moeka called herself M4. But if someone with a gunshot wound went to the hospital, the police would be notified. Oh yeah, that's the way it is in the United States. I bet in Japan it would make an even bigger, like, ripple. Like, getting hit with a gun and be like, how on earth did you do that? How is she still alive? It's been months. and for that reason, she'd never gotten any real treatment. Her wounds had become infected, and even 5 months later, they still brought her incredible pain. Her terrible fever hadn't let up at all, and it wasn't rare to go from 39 degrees to over 40. Yeah, how is she still alive? But Moeka didn't seem very interested in her wounds. She was more interested in sending messages with the phone in her hands. She must have been sending more messages to her beloved boss in the past 5 months. She sent almost 1,000. Abandoned again, huh?
どうして FB どうして返事をくれないの
FB was Moeka's boss in the Rounders. A woman who always gave orders to Moeka via text message. Moeka worshipped her to a degree that far exceeded what could occur in a normal employee relationship. The shock of being abandoned by FB had hurt her many times more than her actual wounds. Kagari tossed the bag she had slung over her shoulder at Moeka's feet, along with 2 plastic bags. The backpack was filled with medicine that wasn't available without a doctor's prescription. Along with it was a whole box of illegal drugs used only for the treatment of severe pain. Normally these would be kept under strict control at a hospital where a normal person could get them. Both of the plastic bags were filled with canned goods and other things Kagari had chosen because they had the lowest probability of spoiling. What she needs.
生きる気がなくなったら言うといいわ。代わりに毒でも持ってきてあげるから。
She's pretty matter of fact. But Moeka didn't seem to notice Kagari at all anymore. She was completely unresponsive. Kagari had gotten used to her attitude over the last 5 months. But she wasn't just going home today. She wordlessly reached for Moeka's cell phone. It's not like you can do anything. Moeka tried to resist, but evidently she had no strength left. Kagari was easily able to grab the phone. It was covered in blood and pus, but Kagari forced it into her pocket without hesitation. Oh my gosh. Moeka started crawling towards her. It was like something out of a zombie movie.
勘違いしないで。FB から新しい命令よ。
Okay. Moeka froze.
FB の命令。そう、受け取りなさい。
Kagari took another cell phone out of her pocket. It was the same Japanese cell phone that Moeka had been using, minus the dirt and bloodstains.
今までの回線はロシアやアメリカの諜報部に傍受されていて使えないわ。だから今後はこっちを使って指令が来る。
Interesting. Moeka reached a trembling hand out toward the phone. And in an instant, she snatched it away from and clutched it to her chest like it was her own child. So here's the thing. So now this is starting to sound more like Kagari is involved in the Rounders, which, like I said, has a lot of problems with it, but maybe she's just grown cold enough that she would be okay with the Rounders being ordered to potentially kill Miyuri. Secondly, I guess though at the same time, the Rounders killed Miyuri in the Alpha World line. Oh, hang on. Think about this. In the Alpha World line, like, Miyuri was kind of destined to die by causality because of her closeness to the impactful center of causality's, like, closing point around the time machine. That's a timeline where in the future, CERN controls everything. There was no World War III. Kagari never would have been orphaned and thus would never have been adopted by Miyuri in the future if she had lived. But we're now in the beta line, and in the beta line, there's no reason why that future, like now we know Kagari is adopted. Now we know that Miyuri is part of events in the future. So if you think about it, Kagari, her existence is the reason why Miyuri would have been safe in this world line. Like, because without that, there would be, like, because Kagari exists, it proves that she's safe, and because she's safe, Kagari could exist. It's cyclical. It's like a cycle there. And so, even if the Rounders had caught up to them, which they wouldn't because they destroyed the connection with the IBN 5100, but if they had caught up with Okabe and his friends in that Christmas, during that party, I'm sure that Kagari would have protected Miyuri. So perhaps Perhaps the Rounders are the unlikely heroes in this story because they're going to be the ones opposing Russia directly. Interesting thoughts. Interesting thoughts. So anyway, yeah, that's why. So in this world line, the Rounders never wanted to pose, nor would they have been likely to target Mayuri, especially if Kagari is involved in like the chain of command. She likely could have influenced them to make sure they spared Mayuri. So it's interesting because the Rounders in this universe, while being very similar, might be completely, ultimately very different. Fascinating.
FB はこの携帯ならメールをくれるの？
多分もう来てるはずよ。
Oh man. Moeka quickly opened the screen on the phone. When she saw the words on the screen, tears started to fall down her face.
M4 私の可愛い娘
Do I need to read? I guess I'll read this, and I bet she's probably going to read it. And for my beloved daughter, it must have been so hard for you. I know it was hard for me. Your failure was unfortunate, but I'm very glad you're alive. Get better and wait for my next message, okay? This time, complete your mission successfully and regain my trust. I believe in you from the bottom of my heart. To my beloved daughter, from FB. So manipulative. So manipulative. I hate it. Like, because it's so full of like, oh, you're my beloved, I love you. You better get it right next time, and I love you. It's like absolute, like, the epitome of manipulation right there. And that's how emotional manipulation works, dang it.
大変だったわね。私もとても心を痛めています。失敗したことは残念だったけれど、あなたが生きていてくれて本当によかった。早く傷を治して私からの次のメールを待っていてね。今度こそ任務を完全に遂行し、私の信頼を取り戻して、あなたのことを心から信じていますからね。私の大切な大切な娘へ FB より
There's anybody to pity, it's Moeka. She really had no way of finding happiness, did she?
わざわざ読み上げなくてもいいのに。
Of course, this message wasn't from FB. Kagari had written it herself. Ooh, see, that's what I was kind of starting to think. Interesting. Keep someone at the brink of death for 5 months. They give them exactly what they want as bait. You can easily put anyone under your control. Fetch. Yeah, she's super, like, cold. Very calculating. Fascinating. Wonder why. Kagari knew this well. The life suddenly returned to Moeka's face. She spelled out the contents of Kagari's backpack like a woman possessed.
傷を治したいの。FB の信頼答えなくちゃ。
それでいい、M4。
Kagari smiled, satisfied, and knelt down in front of her.
私が治療してあげるわ。包帯を全部取りなさい。
It's gonna be a mess. Oh. When Kagari left the apartment, the sun had set. Hopefully she helped clean. She spent several hours treating Moeka's wounds. Her hands still smelled of medicine. It wouldn't go away for days, possibly. She sighed and put on her full-face motorcycle helmet, then went to the parking lot and got on her bike.
神様の声、そろそろ聞こえるかな。
She whispered. She took off on her motorcycle. What the heck is going on? What the heck? Alright. So this is summer again. So like the time skip was before the Moeka story. So now we're in the summer. So that's right, because like all that was like with Okabe before with the attack was taking place in like January, February. It was almost July. The rainy season hadn't been that bad this year, and what little remained of it had already disappeared. Let me see, like, can I get a specific date? I don't know, it's not really being that clear. Temperature-wise, summer had come a long time ago.
Natsu ka.
In other words, it had almost been a year since it happened. And the one Saturday afternoon... Oh! So the time machine's useless now, right? Because Suzuha said that she only had so much time before she could, like, wouldn't be able to use it anymore. So I think it's done. No more time jumps. So, and then one Saturday afternoon, if I stayed at home, not only would it be hot, but Dad would be on my case about helping with the family business. To get away, I'd come to the area around Ikebukuro Station. A year ago, I could have gone to the lab, but with Suzuha living there now, I'd mostly stopped going. But that meant that it was hard to find a place to study on my days off. It was too much trouble to go to the university, and the classrooms probably weren't open on weekends anyway. Mine always were, at least enough. After a lot of research, I settled on spending my free days visiting a cafe near my parents' home and spending a few hours there. In fact, a lot of the other patrons did the same thing I did, buying a single cup of coffee and sitting there for hours on end. Some brought books, some brought computers. I chuckled to myself as I realized I'd joined the ranks of the other normies. He has. Oh, hello. Aww, where are you now? I'm at the cafe. Oh, the usual cafe, right? I just went to your place and you weren't home. You did? Did my dad make a nuisance of himself again? It's okay, he gave me some barley tea. If we go, I have to go shopping. Will you come with me? Okay. Thank you. I love these custom things. We actually have them on our Discord page. They're tiny though, so you can hardly see them, but I love them. Okay, I'll leave now. Wait for me. So she went to my house. My family's business was called Okabe Green Grocer. It was a beat-up old store located in a rundown shopping street. The place is almost 40 years old. I really wanted them to rebuild it. My mind had wandered. Meguri was going to be here in less than 15 minutes, so maybe it was time to call it a day. I'd worked pretty hard during the morning, so it wasn't too bad. I was a little surprised at how hard I've been working lately. I could feel how having a goal gave me energy. I needed to get the Victor Condria, gosh darn, I'm never saying that right, am I? Victor Condria University as soon as I could. VCU. I guess I kind of was saying it right. Aww, Maho. I was still in contact with Maho via email and chat. She was evidently busy with her research because she was always sleepy. Check on my phone. Are we going to be calling her? I found myself looking for a certain icon on the home screen. Amadeus. But of course, I deleted it myself 6 months ago. Amadeus. Was Kurisu doing well? Knowing her, she probably was coming up with some complicated theory or teasing Maho. It was also possible that she was visiting at channel and hiding it from Maho. I'm sure she is. We could go there and see. That's right, Kurisu had internet access. So it would make sense if she accessed that channel. But given that...
Amadeus ってネット掲示板に書き込んだりすることもできるんだろうか?
I wonder if that could be dangerous, actually. Kurisu had spent a lot of effort last summer trying to argue with John Titor on Yacht Channel. That happened in the Alpha World line, though. Still, it meant that she was okay with posting. So there was a chance that Kurisu was doing the same thing. If Amadeus had even temporary access to the network, then just maybe. I opened the web browser on my smartphone, and without really expecting much, I ran a search for a nickname I knew I'd never forget. Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha. It was the handle that Kurisu had once used. Yeah, someone explained to me before, like, I was on the assumption from the first game that she was running 2 different accounts because it said that it was that and that, like something and something. So I thought there were 2 accounts. It turned out that's just one long name. It was the handle that so we know what this is. An online nickname. It's rare for people to use online nicknames on boards like that channel. If a user does not pick a nickname, they simply be straight as anonymous. Yeah, I don't know. I used my nickname, then made a channel out of it. Luckily, I haven't ever done anything like untoward with my nickname, so like there's no dirt that's gonna be looked up at any time that wouldn't be like reasonable. Uh-oh. I spoke without thinking. I bowed my head a little toward the other customers who were staring at me coldly. Looked back at my smartphone. Uh-huh. Amazingly, the search turned up several hundred results. They were all comments on that channel. I took a look at the dates on the result page. The oldest dated back to 2008. Those must have been written by Kurisu when she was alive. I never expected to see traces of her here.
っていうか、投稿しすぎだろ。
I didn't realize she spent this much time on that channel. Her comments were spread out along a lot of different boards. Physics, mathematics, science fiction, oh, and of course, the occult boards. For example, in the science fiction thread, she'd had passionate discussion about time machines, I'm sure. But unlike in the Alpha World line, she never came out and denied the possibility of a time machine. Surprisingly, some of her comments seem to be quite the opposite. Interesting. I wonder why the difference?
いや、意外でもなんでもないか。
After all, she'd gone through all the work required to write a paper on time machines. Compared to that, her comments on the occult boards were brutal. She would absolutely crush the arguments of anyone who dared to post anything even the least bit unscientific. Oh man, she's like me, but she's unrestrained. Supernatural phenomena like crop circles, poltergeist, spontaneous human combustion, out-of-place artifacts, and the Mayan doomsday calendar, conspiracy theories about how human DNA had been brought from another planet. Yeah, she broke them down and refuted them with cold thoroughness that even drove away her own side. And if anybody dared challenge her, she'd leave them flat on the canvas. It was just like Kurisu. Her comments offered so little room for discussion, it was aggravating to read them. Did she actually enjoy all this occult stuff? She put enough energy into this that I couldn't help but wonder.
いくらなんでも大人げなさすぎだろ。
The first time I met her at last year's ATF, I'd gone through the same experience. But after a certain point, the Kurisu Gohan and Kamehameha comments suddenly stopped. The cutoff date was July 27th of last year, the day Kurisu died. Her last comment was a slightly too heated response to someone who was mocking Dr. Nakabaki's time machine press conference. Dang. My chest tightens with the sensation of nostalgia and sorrow. Yeah, this probably was a bad idea. I decided to close the browser. But then I stopped as soon as I saw her next comment. I brought the phone closer to my face and stared at it again and again. The date of the comment was December 1st, 2010. Okay.
これってまさか。
Kurisu died in July 2010. So this couldn't possibly be her. So who was it? Was it someone else who'd taken over the identity of Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha? Or was it, since there was no trip code, I couldn't tell for certain. Trip code. An encoded string of characters that appears next to a name on an channel message board. By entering your name as name, hashtag some word, you can cause some word to appear in an encrypted form. Interesting. December 1st was just after Maho and Dr. Leskinen had come to Japan, and also about the time I'd encountered Kurisu. After that, Kuri Gohan and Kamehameha commented at a rate about once per week. Yeah, so she is on there. I looked for the most recent comment.
って昨日の夜じゃないか。
Oh no! It was a discussion about relative theory. Oh no, is she spilling the details? Alright, so she really get foul mouth when she went on that channel. So you're one of those people who thinks that the Mixelson-Mori experiment led to the development of relative theory? No wonder you weren't making any sense. Go back to grade school, tool. www. No point in even talking to you. Oh my gosh. But then I realized that she said the same thing to me face to face. If this wasn't some imposter, and if this really was Kurisu, wow, a miraculous and yes, stupid story. Did Maho and Dr. Leskinen know about this, I wonder? Probably not. Kurisu wasn't going to tell them. I couldn't help but laugh. It's also dangerous. Should I try to make contact with her? I wanted to see if this Kurigohan and Kamehameha really was Kurisu. And then I came up with a good handle. Salary's neighbor. Salary's number. Of course, this was a knockoff of Maho's ID. If Kurigohan and Kamehameha really was Kurisu, she'd have to notice it, right? Okay. What is this gonna do? Thought I smelled a moron. It's true that the original purpose of that experiment was only to prove the existence of ether, but you can't deny that it helped Einstein. As a result, you can say that it formed the basis of his theories. Someone needs to go back to school and post it at school, and it ain't me. And there, it's posted. How about that? I wrote something deliberately prerogative, and importantly, I'd mixed in some mistakes. Not to brag, but I thought I knew a lot more about Kurisu than Maho did.
あっさり釣られるはずだ。クリスならな。
True, but I could fish other people. Fishing, the act of catching fish, also refers to deliberately provoking someone in an anonymous internet message board, or typing in deliberate false information and enjoying the angry responses. Something I will never understand. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's adorable. Look at that. She in a school uniform? Why is she still in school? At some point, you gotta get walked up in front of me.
なんだもう来てたのか
I'd been so busy writing my comment that I hadn't noticed. I hurriedly put the phone away and stood up.
じゃあ行くか
What? What's with the big eyes?
どうした
I don't trust that. Mayuri and I left the cafe. Ah, she's adorable. Mayuri and I met up and headed to our Tokyo hands. When I stepped inside the air-conditioned store, I felt refreshed. If it was as hot in June, I shuddered to think what it was going to be like in July or August.
それで一体何を買うつもりなんだ
商品宣伝用のポップを作るんだ。だからそれ用のカードとか蛍光ペンとか。
Okay.
今年はコミマで同人誌でも出す気か
Ooh.
違うよ。岡部製菓店で使うんだよ。
Wait, what? Are you working for them now?
はなんだって
My family business?
今日オカリンの家に行った時にね、おじさんとそんな話になって。
Interesting.
じゃあマユシーが作りますって立候補したの。
Aw, she's so sweet.
おいおい
My dad could be such a jerk.
お前がそんなことする必要ないんだぞ。
でもマユシーがやりたいからやっているのです。
Aw.
本当にいいのか
オカリンやおじさんおばさんにはいつもお世話になってるから。
じゃあ代わりに今度何かプレゼントするよ。
Aw.
本当嬉しいな。
I took a quick look around, saw that they were selling a lot of things you could use for advertising. I decided to mostly leave the purchase decisions up to Mayuri. She'd spent quite a while deciding what to buy. This is very sweet, though. Oh well, maybe because of all the time she spent on May Queen Yan Yan, her taste ran in the direction of cute and anime.
ねえねえ、こっちのハート型のも可愛いよ。
Ah, my neck.
野菜や果物を売るのにハート型なんてどう使うつもりだ
I don't know. Because you love fruits and vegetables? You can have passion for them, I suppose.
えばこんな風に書くのはどうかな。おっきな松茸くん、今夜のおかずに奥さんいかが？あとは
Oh no, that has all kinds of not. It's like it's such a. Oh man.
甘くてとろりん、早く食べてね、熟れたメロンちゃん。
Oh Mayuri, you're freaking gold. Where's Daru? Where's Daru? He'd be on top of this in a second.
お前まさか知らないうちにダルに洗脳されたわけじゃないよな。
Oh, I like how he thought the same exact thought. Brainwashing, the use of violent means to forcibly change someone's thoughts or ideology. Violence in this case can refer to physical methods, imprisonment, threats, physical pain, drug injection, etc., or psychological ones, implanting a feeling of guilt using verbal abuse. It offers a more powerful method of changing a person's mentality than mind control. Because mind control's not really quite real.
ああいや
Mayuri looks confused and completely oblivious.
とにかくハート型のポップは不許可だ。うちが怪しい店に見えてしまう。
Probably true.
そうかな。可愛いと思うけどな。
Oh, Mayuri, be careful.
可愛くなくていいんだって。
My original intention not to interfere had gone away by the wayside.
そもそもこれ以上買っても絶対余るぞ。
My shopping cart was filled with card stock of various colors and shapes.
これだけあれば当分困らないだろ。
そうだね。じゃあここまでにしよう。
Alright. We went to the cash register to check out. But since it was Saturday, the checkout area was overflowing with shopping carts. Since it was going to take a while, I sent Mayuri to browse the toy section on another floor. I knew they'd have some stuff from one of her favorite shows, RealNet Kagari. That was that show with it's the card game and then it has the Upas. A very popular manga about the internet that appears in Rokoroko Comics, also as an anime, presently in its third season that runs every Sunday at 9 a.m. on East TV stations. While the general atmosphere and character design of the show makes it look like it's for children, its unusually realistic themes make it a show that adults can enjoy as well. Mayuri looks apologetic, but did what I told her to. Alright, in the end, I waited a whole 15 minutes at the register. Can I check the phone again? I'm curious. Okay, so I can just look at that. I just know that there's an icon up here to add somebody, but I can't do that. Can I call anyone? Maho. Okay. As an apology, I decided to get the present I'd promised her. She seemed really happy as she started up the keychain. Ah, an Upa! It was an Upa, the mascot character from RealNet Kagari series. I told her when she went over to the toy section that she could pick out anything she wanted, and this is what she chose. It's kind of a cute one.
ならもう大量に持ってるのにずいぶん嬉しそうだな。しかもそれって普通の緑色のウーパだろ？レアなやつじゃないよな。レアなのは確かメタルウーパだっけか。
The most popular and rarest of the Upas was the shiny silver metal Upa, the one that's ruined the world! For example, whenever there was a lottery for rare RealNet Kagari stuff at the convenience stores, the top prize was always a metal Upa. Mayuri had told me once that they sold for tens of thousands of yen at auction. For some reason, Mayuri was wagging her finger at me.
違うんだな。これはね、緑のウーパさんだけど普通のとは違うの。この前やってた映画に登場した緑の妖精さんウーパなんだよ。
Gotcha. Come to think of it, there had been a RealNet Kagari movie out in spring. Had Mayuri sat in a theater full of little kids to watch it?
緑の妖精さん？
映画のネタバレしてもいいかな？
Oh, sure.
いいぞ、どうせ見ないし。
今回の映画はね、
By the
バ
way,
ーチャル世界で悪のスーパーハッカーさんたちとバトルをするんだ。
interesting. By the way, everyone should learn from Mayuri. This is me. Like the whole like the mean thing, the old me that's like dead now. It's like this is Miuri. She asks if she can spoil the movie before she spoils it. We should be more like Miuri.
そのバーチャル世界が妖精さんの住む森なのです。
Okay, so it's kind of like a weird Digimon type thing.
スーパーハッカーさんはすごく強くてね、かけるくんもウーパもピンチになっちゃうんだけど、もうダメだっていう時にね、妖精さんたちが助けに来てくれるの。
Yeah, pretty typical of a
実
standard
は
story.
その妖精さんたちはかけるくんがお世話をしてた学校の花壇のお花さんたちだったんだよ。
Aww, that's actually kind of cute.
いつも優しくしてくれるかけるくんを助けるためにね、バーチャル世界でピカピカーンって光ってウーパと合体するんだ。それがこの緑の妖精さんウーパ。
Interesting.
すっごく可愛いし、すっごく強いんだよ。まゆし、感動したな。そういう話に弱いんだ。監督さん天才だよ。
なるほどな。
She just likes happy endings. I know people like that. She just wants a happy, fluffy ending. It was rare for Miuri to get this excited about something. I took a closer look and saw the design was a little different from the standard Upa. How did you miss it? I don't know a lot about Upa, so I couldn't say exactly what was different. I don't know, the crown and the wings?
ホルダーね、結構あちこち探してたんだ。すっごく人気があってね、どこも売り切れだったんだよ。
Oh,
ま
excellent.
さかハンズに残ってるなんて思わなかったな。
Oh yeah, like this has actually happened a few times with book releases. Like a good example would be like growing up that I saw was like the last Harry Potter book, the Twilight books. Oh my gosh, Hunger Games books. I remember when all those were coming out. I always thought it was so interesting because the day it would come out, Barnes & Noble, which is a bookstore chain here in the United States, like there would be people who would sign up for pre-orders. They'd make a big line, get the book like at midnight, you know, make a whole thing. Those are actually fun to attend, by the way. Like I didn't often buy the brand new books at these things as much as I just went with friends and just spent time with them. But I did it a few times, and it was always just kind of fun, kind of like seeing a movie at midnight. It's just enjoyable. And then like for the next like couple weeks, they'd be sold out because people would just come in and buy whatever copy they could get their hands on for the popular series. And then I remember one time I went to that night party, that night release, and then the next day, like they were talking about how like the books had sold out, you couldn't find them at Barnes & Noble anymore. And I went to Walmart to go pick up something, and they had like in the back, like next to the electronics, they had in the middle of an aisle, they had a shelf for books, and it was full. And at this time, I think it was one of the Twilight books, which I wasn't a huge fan of anyway, but I remember seeing it was a shelf and it was full of them. Like literally, they were all sitting there, like maybe one had been taken. They'd obviously set it up the night before, but because nobody thinks to go to Walmart to pick up a book, like no one had come there, even though there were people like fighting for them, like in front of the Barnes & Noble. There was just a stack of them in the Walmart that no one was touching. And I thought that was really interesting. And so in the future, whenever I needed to go buy books, I tended to go to Walmart and they almost always would have a new releases there.
Lucky だったな。
しかもこれが最後の1個だったんだよ。今日は来てよかった。オカリンとおじさんには感謝しなくちゃ。
Yay! Miuri took the tag off her keychain and got her house key out of her bag and carefully attached it. I now have a terrible feeling something's going to go horribly wrong because every time we have a tendency, it's only happened one other time, but the day that she got an UPA that she was really excited about, it literally spelled the end of the known world in a World War III, dooming our existence unless we can change world lines, and someone very important died. So, yeah, not so. I'm hoping we're gonna break that cycle because it's not really a cycle. It only happened once, but I'm nervous already. It's like she's sending flags like I'm so happy, I'm so happy.
まゆしね、これ
Aww.
ずっと大切にするね。
She's so sweet.
おお、そうしてくれ。くれぐれも買って5分でなくしたりしないようにな。
Right. It happened before, after all. Oh, yep, there it is. Speak of the devil. Like the metal loop had one for her at the radio building. Yuri had lost it no more than 5 minutes after I gave it to her. I wondered if she'd ever found it. I didn't really want to remember that time in my life, so my memory of what happened to the metal lupa was vague. If only, if only.
もう絶対になくさないのです。
The two of us started to head back.
オカリンのお店のポップ張り切って作るね。
Awesome.
ああ、その作業があったな。
I've been thinking the job was done once we bought the materials. The real work actually began now.
俺も手伝おうか?
Yeah, I would say so.
大丈夫。マユシーのセンスを信じてほしいな。
I believe in you.
ハートマークのポップを買おうとしてた時点でセンスを疑うぞ。
大丈夫だよ。
まあ、ポップを作ってくれるだけでもありがたいから文句は言わないけどな。
あ、お母さんにメールしなきゃ。晩ご飯までには帰りますって。
なんならうちで食べてってもいいぞ。どうせ親父やおふくろが引き止めるだろうし。
どうしようかな。
Really? Why?
オカリンは今日はこの後ずっと家にいるの？合コンとか行かない？
Wait, what?
最近は全然行ってないよ。
Last fall, when I'd been trying to become a normal college kid, I'd forced myself to go to as many as possible. But lately I'd been so busy with my studies that I hadn't had a chance.
そっか。じゃあごちそうになっていこうかな。
Aw, okay. Well, she still has a lot of feelings for him, which makes sense. Mayuri took out her phone and started to type something when... Oh no. Oh dear. See? Things might be going south already, and I don't like it. Her expression suddenly darkened. She stopped moving.
どうした?
ついさっきね、楓さんからメールが来てて気づかなかったよ。
Okay. Kaede?
どうしよう、オカリ。
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa, what is this? Miri seemed like she was on the verge of tears.
何かあったのか?
Yeah, come on, give me the phone.
ねえ、オカリ。
What?
前に言ってたよね。吹雪ちゃんは病気なんかじゃないって。
Wait, what?
吹雪ちゃん? 中瀬さんのことか? 来島さんの方じゃなくて?
あれって本当に病気じゃないんだよね。
What?
違うはずだ。
でも。
Oh no. Miri showed me her phone. Ubik's back in the hospital on my way. Here's the location. Okay, well, maybe it's not related. She could have just gotten normal sick, right? Or... Oh, no. This would be terrible. I doubt it. I really doubt. I hope not. But, like, what if the Russians have, like... Now that they know through... Maybe they know through the experiment that the people who retain their memories and were, like, identified with this disease have reading Steiner. The reading Steiner could be a way of breaking down the understanding of between like what like affected of timelines. What if the Russians are now on operations where they're going to be eliminating anybody who was identified of having this disease in an attempt to keep the timelines from being messed with if they're tampered?
また入院しただって。
That would be horrid. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen. It's a long episode. I think I'm going to keep going. I want to see what this is going to be real quick. Fubuki was at a different location than before. This time was at the AH Tokyo General Hospital High-Tech Medical Center in Yoyogi. It was supposedly one of Japan's most advanced hospitals. Fetch! According to what I read on the internet, patients with the new encephalitis that everyone was talking about were being gathered here for special treatment. But I'd also read lots of really bad urban legends about the place. I was a bit worried about what kind of horror show I'd find there. Well, okay, urban legend, rumors, source unknown, unclear, usually dating from the 20th century or later. They can be divided into ghost stories, occult stories, folklore, but lately the boundaries between those three categories have become vague. Urban legends range from short, silly stories of terrifying nightmarish to the terrifying and nightmarish. All of them are told as if they really happened. Examples of urban legends include the Japanese story of Hanako-san, the stories about the shadow people, or the story about the Men in Black. Was Men in Black ever taken seriously, though? Well, I guess maybe not Men in Black as in like the TV series with the aliens. It could mean like the Men in Black as in like secret agents who show up at your door randomly and like take people away. But of course, when we arrived, it was nothing like that. It was very clean, decorated like a luxury hotel.
Mayuri-chan, Hokari-san.
Yeah, what's up?
こっちです。
Fetch, they're serious. Aw, they're also both very cute. Hey Yuki, have you and Daru done anything? Kaeda and Yuki waved to us as we entered the lobby. Yuki had gotten a message from Kaeda as well. Kaeda. And Eva didn't come right over.
ふぶきちゃんは
Oh, these three.
大丈夫だよ。
Okay. Yuki gave Miuri a soft hug and smile. Kaeda bowed her head apologetically.
驚かせてごめんね。私も焦っちゃって。もっとちゃんと確認してからメールすればよかった。
Fair.
というと中瀬さんの容体は？
今病室でふぶきちゃんのお母さんに会えたんですけど、例の病気が悪化したとかじゃないそうです。
Okay.
じゃあまた検査入院とか？
はい、そう言ってました。
Hmm.
だから全然心配ないって。
I don't know. I'm still worried about the Russians.
なんだ。
This is a relief though. Yeah.
よかった。
Miuri looked extremely relieved as Yuki continued to hug her. Aww. If I remembered right, the last time they examined her, they said it was possible she had disease, but as long as it didn't get worse, it wouldn't affect her daily life. They just told her to come back for regular checkups. The new encephalitis had arrived in Japan over 6 months ago, but the number of patients was still increasing. Fortunately, there hadn't been a single casualty yet. I doubt it. It wouldn't really make sense based on what we know.
あれは病気なんかじゃないと思うけどな。
Here's the thing, though. One thing we would want to check is what if Fubuki's had another experience of a time alteration and a reset, and now Okabe is not aware of them anymore for some reason. I was certain that what they were calling encephalitis was actually something similar to reading Steiner. Why are they doing this flashback? I mean, we were here not too long ago. One time when I went to visit Fubuki in the hospital, Secret investigated the other patients. Maybe it's, because I know there's multiple paths, so maybe it's assuming that, like, maybe you've explored other paths and you're coming here after a while, maybe? I wasn't able to get any proof, but I found that most of the patients in her wing had, to varying degrees, memories of the same world line. Many people had memories of Japan at war.
ふぶきちゃんに会えるかな。それがね、今 MRI で脳の検査をしている最中なんですって。だから病室にいないの。
Oh, okay.
そうなんだ。
Well, I mean, as far as disasters go, this wasn't too bad.
でももう少しで終わるみたいよ。ここで待っていてってふぶきちゃんのお母さんが。
Yeah, MRIs are really quick. I think the last time I had one, it was only 15 minutes. But if you move, they have to like restart, so like you have to be pretty still. But if you're not in pain, it should be fine. Like I had to get my MRI when my knee had kind of imploded when I crashed my bike at 9th grade, and sitting still with that was difficult because like they try and actually like lull you to sleep so that you can like kind of rest through. But when I fell asleep, my leg twitched, and because it wasn't in a cast anymore for the scan, it hurt really bad, and I had to start over. Cad motioned for Mayuri, indicating she should sit down at a nearby sofa.
検査が終わったら声をかけてくれるみたい。
Okay. I let the girl sit down on the sofa and stood next to them while I surveyed the lobby.
すごい病院ですよね。
おう、中瀬さんの家って実はすごい金持ちだったりするのか？こんなところに入院なんて。
Yeah.
いえ、そうじゃなくってですね。吹雪ちゃんのお母さんの話だと、日本とアメリカの政府がお金を出して新しい治療のプロジェクトを始めるみたいなんです。
Okay, so this is America trying to catch up with Russia.
この病院とアメリカの専門病院や研究所が中心になってやるんだそうですよ。
Brought in the Mayo Clinic.
そうなのか。
I wasn't sure how I felt about that. If I was right about what these disease really was, it was hard to imagine a bigger waste of money.
お願いします。患者は全員個室にしてください。それも患者同士が接触しないよう、なるべく離れた部屋で。
What is this?
しかしね、そんな都合よく病床は空いていませんから。
それでもやってくれないとダメです。患者同士が会話をすることで夢の情報を共有してしまうでしょ
いや、それはそうですが。
脳というのはね、他人が見た夢なのにそれに共感を覚えてしまうと、あたかも自分が見た夢のように錯覚してしまう。そういう可能性だってあるのです。
Interesting. Bit demanding, but I can kind of understand the reasoning here. Oh my gosh, it's you! I thought I was gonna. I'm gonna sound idiot. Like I was actually gonna say like, "Hey, I like Dr. Leskinen." I was like, "It's not gonna happen." Across the lobby, I saw an old Japanese doctor in a white coat and a big man in a suit who was frantically trying to talk to him. Of course he's heading the special department. You know what? Actually, I think this is a good place to stop. I don't want to make this on too long, but it seems like the crisis is not happening. But look who's back, Dr. Leskinen. Oh, of course. It just makes sense now. Like that they might be heading the research on Maho. She knows what actually happened, so she might be pushing them in the right direction. Ooh. And with Amadeus's help, they actually might have a chance of figuring all this stuff out. Ooh, interesting. Hopefully it doesn't go too south. It'll actually kind of World War III, but we'll hopefully understand more about that next time. So thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on this more pleasant visit. You know, we had a kind of a deceleration. We said goodbye to Maho and Amadeus, and we saw like the Kagari stuff. That was really interesting. I really want to know more about her, what she's doing, and I want to know what she looks like. And poor Moeka. I feel nothing but sorrow for her. No, but now she's being controlled by Kagari, so maybe that'll lead her in a better direction. I doubt it, but I hope so. Anyway, we'll have to explore all this next time. So thank you guys so much for being here today, and thank you so much for spending your time with me as always. I have noticed there are some of you who are kind of catching up with the series or old series, and you leave lots of comments. I appreciate it, but I do sometimes struggle to see them. I might find them randomly, and sometimes they're brought to me, but the older the video is, the less likely I'm going to be notified that I'm getting a comment. I don't know why it works like that. Maybe it's just to keep my inbox from getting too full. I can't imagine what it's like being like 1 million plus subscribers. Like, you probably can't ever check your comments, period. But just know that I'm doing my best to keep up with you. I might not always reply because there's actually a lot more comments coming in than usual, which is great. I love it, but it means I don't have the time to sit and just talk to every single person, especially because I've got a lot of other stuff going on in life too. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. I look forward to reading all your comments on this one, and I hope that you guys leave some. I'm curious to see what you think, and I'm curious to see what you think of some of my theory crafting. Obviously, some of it's going to be wrong, but I'm curious to know if you think it's on... I mean, don't tell me if it's, like, the answer or not, but, like, I always love knowing what you guys think of it, and so hopefully I said something that caught your attention. But anyway, thank you guys so much again, and until the next video, watch the video, hope to see me next. I'll see you there.